What's the gematria of 25?
Can you show me 25?
So 5 times 5 equals 5 to the power of 2, which is 5 squared, and that equals 25, which is this.
Wait, Netivot is 25? How did Netivot even start?
All right, we're just gonna get mic'd up.
Everybody knows I wasn't actually there for the beginning, right? But I wasn't there for the start of Netivot. Everything that I'm sharing is I'm going based on what I've been told by other people. This happened long before I came on the scene.
Over the years, we'd always talked about school, because you talk about school with your kids, and Jennifer was always looking for something else, something better, something improved for Joey. And we had met another family in town, the Michelles, and I knew they had a son who was same age as Joey. I'm like, let's have them all. I think the Michelles were new in town, so let's invite them for lunch and have Jen and her family over. They had a son the same age. And it was a shidduch. At some point we were at the Michelles for lunch because we would go back and forth. And it came up that they had founded some school, that they had started some kind of program in the Michelles' basement. So I remember going down into the basement. It was dark, the lights weren't on, because the kids during the week, the kids on Shabbat were not allowed to play down there. That was special for school and different. But we could see in the basement that it was some really cool stuff, bright and colorful and different than I had seen in any preschool or nursery school, and they were proud of it, and it was impressive.
There was this Jewish Montessori school in Teaneck, and it was, I guess you would say, was putting out a satellite school in Highland Park, and my mom was very excited about this because this meant that she could finally give her kids a Jewish Montessori education, and she didn't have to schlep all the way to Teaneck. So there were 15 kids originally signed up for this school, but at the last minute, the people who ran the school in Teaneck pulled out. So my mom had the idea that with her friend, she could run her own Jewish Montessori school.
So Netivot started in a basement with 7 children in Highland Park. 2 mothers who were passionate about Jewish education and what Jewish education can look like, who had both experienced Montessori in one way or another, decided to go for it and create a school. They always imagined that it would become a full elementary school, but back in the day, in the year 2000 to 2001, they prepared to open a school, and in 2001, they opened their doors to these 7 children in Highland Park.
For those of you who don't know, my mom now works as a hospital chaplain, the director of the spiritual care at Government Barnabas Hospital. They took a survey recently of her hospital, and it was ranked that chaplaincy was the best department to work with. And the spiritual care department, it grew, and she redecorated, she redesigned, she worked with volunteers, she did all these things. And now it's booming, you would say.
Jennifer and I met at St. Barnabas. We were working for the Federation as the Jewish chaplains, but at the same time we were also doing a unit of CPE together at the hospital. In our CPE class, and over the work together for the year, in the CPE class specifically, we had at the final gathering, we had to write a whole long discussion about what we thought about ourselves and about our peers. And looking down in the future, looking towards the future, I said that I fully expect Jennifer to become the director of the pastoral care department at St. Barnabas. That was 3 years before it actually happened. And of course it did happen. So that was the one time that I actually made the right call in advance. But it was obvious to me, just knowing what she was like, the way that she cared for the patients, the way that, what I like to say is that in the hospital, I kind of swam with the current. I just followed along, did my job, followed the rules. she sort of made waves. Not that she was going against the current, but she made a ripple effect. She tried to really look for every possible opportunity to do something better than what was being done.
So today Jennifer is really more known to me as a parent in the school. She's very invested in the success of the school, in our academics, and the excellence of the school, as one would expect, as one of the founders. She's also very invested in the community, in all of the children. We saw that in particular when, unfortunately, a number of years ago, one of our students was diagnosed with cancer, a classmate of her son, David. And immediately, Jennifer was right there with the skill set that she has to advise the faculty, to talk to administration, to help us think about anything that we might need to know about the situation.
I am eternally grateful to Jennifer for not only putting together an original song together with her son David about Jojo and in honor of his refuah shalema, but also taking the time to come in and teach the song to the entire school. All I can say is I was overcome with emotion and watching the children really all singing together about his recovery and about asking Hashem to really heal him. And it just goes to show how great of a person Jennifer is for having such an amazing foresight to be able to put this together.
So it's amazing to see what Jennifer's vision has brought to life here. From one small classroom in a basement to 10 thriving large classrooms filled with Montessori materials and Jewish Montessori materials. From no trained Montessori teachers, with all respect to Jennifer, who stepped into the breach and did it all, from her mind. But from no trained Montessori teachers to over 15 trained Montessori teachers in the faculty. And from this vision of what Jewish Montessori could look like, what the curriculum would be, to a school that runs from infancy through 8th grade with a full complement of Jewish Montessori materials, and is now also a training center for aspiring Jewish Montessori teachers all over the country, all over the world.
Michael and I wanted to wish a mazel tov to Jen. This is a tremendous accomplishment, what you've done over the last 25 years, or the accomplishment of what's happened over the last 25 years is truly astounding. We've watched it grow in different places, different locations, checking in, and it's amazing. It's really amazing. And as you know, the biggest full circle moment of all of this is that our daughter, Mora Miriam, is now teaching at the school, fully certified in Montessori, leading a whole division. And she was the kid who couldn't go play in the basement at the Michelle's with the Montessori toys that were there way back, I don't know how many years ago. So Mazal Tov to Jen. Thank you.
Mazel tov, Jennifer, on this incredible honor. You deserve it, and I couldn't imagine a better fitting person to receive this honor.
Mazal tov, Jennifer. Thank you for bringing this beautiful gift to our Jewish community. And Mazal tov, Netivot, on our 25th year. May we continue to grow and thrive, and thank you to everyone here for being a part of that.
Mom, Mazel tov on getting this honor, because I feel honored to be part of this school that you started and that has grown so much, and just starting from such a humble beginning, and now we've grown so much, and I feel so lucky to be able to just be part of this, which you've started.
Mazel tov, Jennifer, on this well-deserved award. 25 years of Netivot That's your blood, sweat, and tears. The vision that you set out to create all those years ago has certainly come to fruition and probably even exceeded your wildest imaginations. And just like you were fortunate to fulfill and succeed at the school, you've taken that same vision and brought it to the hospital. And whatever comes next for the Geretz family, I'm sure there'll be another vision, another need to fill, and you'll be there, and I'm sure it'll be just as successful as all your previous endeavors. And also a special mazel tov to Netivot, 25 years. That's a tremendous milestone, and I wish you a continued success, for a bracha for at least another 25 years, but many, many more years with more Rivki at the helm. I wish you all lots of bracha and hatzlacha.